we really need to define what successful people really means. I mean, there is so much school of thought out there that, oh, you know, you see these headline videos, 100 million in 7 years. Okay, well, if he reaches that, then he will have been successful. You know, oh, retire on $3 million. Okay, great. If you reach that, you will have been successful. But we see that the wisdom in life tells us that true success has nothing to do with a number for so many different reasons, because we can stumble attempting to reach the number and ignoring our true path in life that would get us to where we really want to be in life. Welcome back to Frank and Angie's Retire Early Lifestyle, where we talk about all things getting out of the rat race and living the life you were meant to in the here and now. And you know that I love to dispel a lot of so-called wisdom in the internet. Should we call it internet wisdom? If there is such a thing, quote unquote. And so the idea here is that, yeah, if you want to be successful, don't do this. And so I'm looking at it and going, okay, I'm going to spend a few minutes going over some of these things for you. I won't hit all 12 of them. I'll just kind of brush over some of them. And then I'm going to focus on the top handful of things that I believe are really important, the things that we really don't want to miss the mark on. Because really, if we sit here and ignore these top things, we are likely to actually lose our focus and get led on the wrong trajectory. So very important. Now, some of the things I won't spend much time on are things such as dwelling on the past. Well, I've talked about things like this, dwelling on the past. We don't have the past. The past is water under the bridge. You can't cry over spilt milk. Come on. Successful people don't dwell on the past, but they learn from the past. So it's not that really that we want to ignore the past. We want to learn from the past, and we want to focus on it enough to learn our lesson. Next thing, worrying about the future. Well, that's not something we want to be doing. We want to perhaps have some plans and some idea what direction to go to and have a focus of what our trajectory should be. But to actually worry is a total waste of time. So no, we don't want to be doing that. Reading negative news. Now, this is the kind of thing that, yeah, okay, yeah, that sounds like it makes a lot of sense. Successful people don't want to waste their time. They ignore negative news. This is true. I have made many comments even years ago that I don't read headlines. I don't read negative news. Yeah, we want to ignore negative news. On the other hand, we don't want to ignore all news, and we don't want to ignore all negative news. Like, if there's a hurricane on the way, we want to know that. So we don't, I mean, yes, we're going to want to ignore most of the negative news in the sense of the headlines and all of these distractions and all that. But there are some negative news we absolutely do not want to ignore it. Successful people should ignore other people's judgment, but it depends. So the word judgment here is meant to say people that criticize you negatively for no reason just because they themselves aren't successful. A negative person in general that just doesn't have any reason to be a positive person is always negative with other people, and therefore successful people, absolutely, not just successful people. I mean, everyone should ignore this kind of a judgmental person. If it's one of your peers in life, if it's somebody that you is at a more advanced level in life, regardless of what particular part of life we're discussing, whether it has to be with spiritual matters or with work related or business related, if they're at a higher level than you, then their judgment should be welcome. And it's just that the word judgment would change and it would become true advice. Striving for perfection. This is huge. You know, I used to be one, and there is a school of thought that says certain personalities are more perfectionists than others, and then there's other schools of thought that say, why, if your birth date, something you had absolutely no control over, aligns with certain stars, you know, astrology kind of thing, why that means that you're more of a perfectionist. Regardless of the actual reason why some of us are more perfectionist than others, it's not a good trait to be a perfectionist. Yes, I had to abandon my perfectionism in life because it did nothing for me. I know several people that miss the mark and are on the wrong path because they have decided that perfection is unattainable, and therefore they will settle for the next best thing. And unfortunately, settling for the next best thing, they end up missing the mark in life. We see that the wisdom in life tells us that true success has nothing to do with a number for so many different reasons, because we can stumble attempting to reach the number and ignoring our true path in life that would get us to where we really want to be in life. Yeah, for example, right, like that guy that wants to make 100 million. If his goal is 100 million but he only makes 50, is he unsuccessful? If he only makes 10 million, is he unsuccessful? If he only makes 1 million, is he unsuccessful? He will believe he's unsuccessful. You see my point? Because nobody really wants to be at a number if they knew that their life was going to be over 1 month before they reached their number. They would no longer give any weight and credence whatsoever to that number. So it's just a number. So success has to be defined with whether you are living the life you are called to live and are meant to live in the here and now, not on a delayed life plan. That's why we make these videos, to dispel some of these things that are just going to kind of tug us from here to there, from left to right, and pull us in all kind of directions, and put out information as if it's some sort of really great wisdom, when in reality all it really does, you're hearing it from somebody that's lived the retire early lifestyle for going on 40 years, all his life. So you're getting it straight from the horse's mouth, and it's got nothing to do with somebody else's idea of success. So that's the first thing we need to realize in how we get distracted into losing our real focus. So I'm glad you stayed with the video. Thanks for coming to the channel, and have a wonderful day.
Yay! Do you have a third?